What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by LOCKCITY. You got Wighty here today. Happy Monday. Welcome back to some NBA action here. We did take the weekend off of NBA on Saturday. Me and Claw were both very heads down watching Michigan and Ohio State. He's a diehard OSU fan. I'm a diehard Michigan fan. He got the one up on me there. And then yesterday, obviously, was our regular one-day break for NFL Sunday. But we're back here today with NBA best bets for Monday, December 1st. 2025. Happy December. So let's get into it here. We're going to have 3 picks obviously scoped out. And what we're going to do for today, I'm just going to work off of the daily dime post here on sheet.today/NBA. This is obviously, as you guys know that watch the video, our dedicated website here for everything statistics. This one specifically, we're into the NBA tab, but we also have a variety of other sports in here: NFL, volleyball, NHL, and then in the offseason, MLB and WNBA. So if you haven't checked out sheet.today or Daily Sheets, as you may formally know it, definitely do so. We have a ton of different player props in here. And one of the things that I do every single day here on sheet.today is the Daily Dime. So in the Daily Dime, you can find our NBA best bets picks pretty much every single day here. We're going to be working off of 3 specific ones going into today. We're going to be working off this over for Atlanta and Detroit, Miami Heat minus 5.5 point spread, and then our JuiceBox Lock of the day here is going to be Ivica Zubac over 11.5 total rebounds. So the first one up here is going to be one of our 1-unit plays. That's going to be Atlanta and Detroit over 231.5 total. The Pistons obviously hosting the Hawks here, second meeting of the year. The first game went very, very slightly over 120 to 112 for the Pistons down in Atlanta. The action is shifting back to Detroit here. They're wearing their City Edition jerseys tonight. The Hawks are 13-8 on the season. They shoot the ball really well, 5th best shooting percentage in the league, 9th best 3-point percentage in the league. Pistons also shooting the ball pretty well, 7th best shooting percentage and 15th best 3-point percentage in the NBA. Detroit is averaging nearly 120 points a night. Atlanta is basically surrendering the same, so we can expect that amount of points here from Detroit at home tonight. And then the Hawks are scoring just shy of 118 a night, while the Pistons are allowing about 115 here. So in terms of a score prediction, I'm expecting about 235 to 240 points. The last 3 teams that these teams matched up, we obviously saw 232 total in this 120 to 112 game. And then the 2 games prior to that saw 291 total points and 262 total points. The Hawks are on a back-to-back, but this is not an NBA Cup game. I don't think defense is necessarily going to be top of mind for either of these teams tonight. I'm expecting a very high-scoring affair here at Little Caesars Arena. The first play that we're going to go with here, obviously Detroit and Atlanta over 231.5 total points. If it slid up to 232 by the time the morning is rolled around, I would take that as well. I grabbed this last night at 231.5, but I think it's playable up till about probably 235 or so. So definitely lock this one in. Going to be a 1-unit play. That's going to be our first play of the day. Second play of the day here, I'm going to be rocking with the Miami Heat minus 5.5 point spread. So we'll keep it relatively short. You can obviously read this on your screen, but we'll glance over it. This is going to be the second time that they're meeting this year. Miami won a close one. First time that they played all the way out in LA, they won a 1-point affair. Miami's been rolling here since they got Tyler Hero back in the offense, and we can see this in the last game that they played. They had 4 scorers score 15 or more. Andrew Wiggins dropped 31, Norman Powell dropped 28, Tyler Hero dropped 24, Bam Adebayo scored 15. They already had the fastest pace in the NBA. Now they have Tyler Hero back, who is their offensive facilitator. Miami's 13-7 overall. They're 9-2 at home. They've been dominating at home. The Clippers only 5-15 on the year, and they're absolutely abysmal on the road. They're 2-8 on the road, and they also have failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 6 games. They were 5.5-point dogs to Orlando. They lost by 28. They were 7.5-point dogs to Cleveland. They lost by 15. 6.5-point dogs to the Lakers, lost by 17. And then they were favorites against both Memphis and Dallas, and they lost both of those games outright. Nearly 7-point favorites to Memphis, lost by 5, and nearly 9-point favorites to the Mavs, and they lost by 4. I do not trust the Clippers at all here. I think this is going to be probably a double-digit win when all is said and done for Miami. I expect the Clippers to hang on here probably through the first 3 quarters, but I think Miami's going to gap them on the back half. Second play of the day here is going to be a 1-unit play. I'm going Miami Heat minus 5.5 point spread. I'm leaving Bridges off of the JuiceBox plays here for today. But if you want to run Bridges as well, over 20.5 points, I think this is a really good spot for Bridges here today. He put up 35 in his last game, so if you want to sprinkle that, definitely take a look at that. LaMelo Ball got benched. What's his face? Brandon Miller. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for a second there. Brandon Miller got benched. Game went into overtime. Charlotte came back and they beat the Raptors. I think there's a lot of inconsistency, I will say. I really don't like this Hornets team, but I'll try and be as polite as possible. I think the Hornets are a mess right now. Ever since the LaMelo Ball trade rumors especially, their cohesiveness is just really lacking. So if you want to sprinkle that, go ahead. It's not going to be an official JuiceBox play. And then that's going to bring us to our JuiceBox lock of the day. It's going to be Ivica Zubac, over 11.5 total rebounds. Even though the Clippers are kind of struggling overall, one of the consistent factors here, especially from a rebounding perspective, has been Ivica Zubac. He's averaging 21 rebound chances per game over his last 5. He's had 10 plus rebounds in each of his last 4. Miami allows the second most offensive rebounds in the NBA to opposing centers, and neither of these teams shoot the ball overly well. Clippers don't shoot well. Miami's got excellent defense, so there should be a lot of offensive rebound potential here for Zubac. And then in addition to that, the Clippers are also top 10 in defensive rebounding. They're averaging over 31 total defensive rebounds a night as a unit. The majority of these are going to Ivica Zubac. If we want to quickly slide over to props.cash, that was on Miles Bridges when I was doing some intel into him earlier. But we'll slide over to props.cash here very quickly just so you can see a visual of how he's been doing on the head-to-head. So obviously in his last 10, he's hit this line a number of times. But on the head-to-head against Miami, his last 3 meetings against Miami, he's grabbed 18 boards, 14 boards, and 20 boards. He absolutely dominates this matchup. Doesn't matter who Miami has down low. He's been grabbing boards here. So third line, JuiceBox lock of the day, 2-unit play. Is going to be Ivica Zubac, over 11.5 total rebounds. Looking to go 3 for 3 here today. Make sure you lock all of these in. If you're not in the Discord already, bottom of the page, discord.gg/LOCKCITY. We're talking ball in there all day long. We got a very in-depth server. We've been running it for over 3 years. All the sports that you see us cover here on the JuiceBox, all the sports that we have on daily sheets, and then we also have esports in there. So check it out if you haven't yet. If you like the content you've been getting here, like the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that jazz. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow with 3 more winners. Take care.